Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, well. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining the session on time. And yeah, so let me recap what we have discussed in yesterday's session. We have discussed about some fundamentals related to Oracle Cloud Financials. So how it's going to work and all. Okay, so basically how the foundation has happened and what is Oracle ERP, as well as what different systems which are available in in Oracle Cloud, and what are the key different phases which are going to have, and what are different offerings which have, and how you can compare with on-premises, and what different options which are there. Okay, and how the releases can be happen. All these points which I've discussed in detail. Just it's a kind of some fundamental, basic fundamentals information which we should know as a consultant. And today and tomorrow, we are going to talk some more important points, like I clearly mentioned here. So how would be the job opportunities, and how our training approach would be, and what kind of support we are going to provide you, and how to verify the offerings which are available in the system, how to enable it, and how application look and feel, and what is the role, responsibility in EBS. Everything based on the responsibility. When it coming to cloud system, everything is going to be based on the role. What is FSM and what is global search? How to create your own user, and when it coming to real-time implementation, also how to get a users, how to assign the roles, like how shall we know that which user is employee user as well as implementation user, and how to define the project. All these things which are going to discuss maybe today and tomorrow, so that you guys will get some idea on the overview of the cloud applications as well as our training approach and the modules coverage. And day after tomorrow onwards, we are going to start doing the actual configuration related to general ledger. How the general ledger we need to configure that. If you wanted to start the configuration, first what we need to understand. All these things we are going to discuss about that. Okay? So fine. Before starting the session, any questions on yesterday's topic? Kinari, Arunachalam, Kunal, all of you. Any open queries you have?
No.
Okay, well, no problem. In case any queries, please.
Yeah,
In case any other queries, if you have, you guys can reach out to me on this number also. That is also fine. Just WhatsApp me, just mention your name so that I will discuss, and in case any queries. And other thing is, once the batch is formed, so we are going to create one WhatsApp group so that all the communication can be happen from there. Okay. So sharing the files or any challenges while doing your preparation and all, the group can be used. Okay. Right. Training approach. First of all, you need to understand the training approach. Basically, the training approach, everyone has their own strategy to start up with the training. But when it coming to our case, the training is going to be do from the scratch. Scratch in the sense from scratch implementation. Once you start implementing the project, or once you start implementing the activities or transaction processes, whatever, how it's going to work in the real time, same process which we are going to do here. Consider that this is one of the project which you are implementing in the real time for one specific country. That way you can follow, and that way you can understand, so that consider you are doing a one country implementation. That may be either India you wanted to do it for, or Singapore you wanted to do it for, or US you wanted to do it for, or UK you wanted to do it for. It's totally up to you. But when it coming to our case, we are gonna do the configuration for the, as part of the training, we are going to do for the US country. We are going to consider as a US country would be our country configuration. So starting onwards from initial, once you started working on as a consultant and as part of the implementation project. So first and foremost thing, what you need to do, all these things one by one, which we are going to discuss about that. So that you guys also will be very clear on that, okay, how the real time works, and how exactly where we need to involve, how exactly we need to coordinate with the other team members and all, we are going to discuss about that. Okay. So that is all about our training. So end to end, all the configurations related to GL, either maybe AP or AR or FA or intercompany or cash management or tax, how that should be done, everything we are going to discuss from the scratch. So scratch implementation, you can easily claim that whenever you do any implementation in the real time, so just follow the same steps. There is no change at all. Of course, here everything we are already decided what to be go, and when it come into the real time, you need to coordinate with the client, and that way we need to move on the naming conventions or any special exceptions which you have, we need to follow. Okay, that is all about our training approach when it coming to our process. Okay, fine. Next, job opportunities. Okay, someone is maybe already aware, that is well and good. In case if someone new to the Oracle Cloud, job opportunity wise for functional role, definitely there are no challenges, because here the ERP, the Oracle Cloud ERP is already well developed product. We are not doing any development here. Development in the sense like writing up queries and updating the details or patches and all. We are not at all going to do as a functional consultant. Here, as a functional consultant role is the application, the ERP, which is already well developed by the Oracle. Just what we need to do as a consultant. By using the ERP, we need to do the configuration for the clients or customers based on the requirement. What modules they wanted to and what activities they wanted to perform, we need to understand the business. We need to do the configuration. Example, they wanted to implement for all financial modules. One module, one by one, we are going to do the configuration. That way, we need to follow that. And if AI coming to the picture, artificial intelligence, the application is already well developed. Your client to client business requirement would be changed. Even though if we implement the AI also, AI is implemented in a very well manner to implement that also, it's not at all going to be possible 100% because each module wise configuration, one consultant should be there. Obviously, if I'm maintaining AI, definitely one consultant should be there, even though to take care that AI, how it is performing and all. Rather having that, one person is sufficient to take care everything of the configuration. So due to that, there is no impact even though if AI come into the picture also. So there is no problem in upcoming years, maybe next, at least I can say at least next to 20 years, there is no challenge, there are no challenges which we may not get even whatever the technology is going to be implemented because ERP mandatory, we need to maintain it. Without ERP, definitely we cannot go ahead and run the organization. That is one thing. And also, it's a user-friendly application. That is another thing. And cost effort, that is also compared with all other ERPs, it's a bit less. And facilities. And end up the major thing here is it is going to fulfill all kind of requirements, either the industry from the hospitality or either from the financial services or from the service sector or else maybe whatever kind of sector, it's going to be fulfill all kind of requirements. For that reason, we don't have any challenges. Maybe at least next to 20 years, it's going to be, it will become one of the top or it will become one of the leading. Already it's in a leading position. Then mostly the new clients will come and job wise, there are no challenges at all. Okay. And okay, opportunities we have discussed about. So definitely, and also if you guys have a dream to work from the on-site, definitely you will get a more chances to work from the on-site. What is on-site? On-site is nothing but, for example, you are working for Accenture company. Example, Accenture is you are based out of Bangalore location, but the client is example Mastercard. Mastercard is a US client. So if you wanted to implement the Mastercard activities related to configuration or implementation, or maybe supporting project, what kind of project it may be. So we may need to travel to the client place to understand the requirements and all. For example, let's take 10 people are working in the project. So initial of agreement, at least 3 to 4 people, they need to support from the on-site. On-site is nothing but the place from where client is going to be operate. Offshore is nothing but something where you are going to do from the offshore center, like maybe India, maybe different offices like or else maybe your company. For example, you're working for Accenture or maybe TCS, the client may be MasterCard. So we are working from the TCS office, that you can call it as a offshore center. On-site is nothing but the client place, MasterCard, example in US or maybe in India or else whatever the country, you're working from the client place, that you can call it as an on-site opportunity. Sometimes, if, for example, let's take, I have an opportunity to work two clients, HSBC and BCG, Boston Consulting Group. Both offices are in India only. One client, one office in Delhi, one office in Hyderabad. So we used to go. That you can call it as an on-site, or I can say like client office. That way you can go ahead and claim that. Or else you are working for TCS, client is HSBC, but you are operating from TCS company, that you can call it as a offshore. Means you come from your company, you are going to work. That is totally depends on the business. We need to support them. So based on the agreement, we need to follow. But when it comes into the real-time opportunity, where out of 10 people, 2 to 3 people, definitely they need to support from the on-site. For the reason, there are a lot many on-site opportunities in case if you wanted to stabilize in this consulting stream, and if you have a dream to work from the on-site, definitely we have flexibility to get an opportunity. Okay, that is all about opportunities level, the importance of the functional role and the hierarchy. Okay, before attending the session, you guys should know, even if you're before attending any interviews also, as a consultant, you should know what is the starting designation, how the experience should be considered. All these things which I clearly mentioned here, if you see, the initial designation should be trainee consultant. I given the salary details also, it's not exactly same, maybe it's, I can say, close to the numbers. These are all. Okay, trainee consultant, associate consultant, consultant, senior consultant, lead consultant, associate architect, architect, project manager, manager, delivery head, global head, like global head maybe India region, global head maybe a US region, like that. So this is how the hierarchy should be. Trainee consultant, associate consultant, consultant means experience also you can see here, 0 to 2 years trainee. Associate is nothing but 2 to 5 years. Consultant is nothing but 5 to 7 years. So senior consultant is nothing but 6 to 9 years. The package also I clearly mentioned here. So this is not exactly same, depends on the discussions, depends on the demand here and there. One number maybe reduced, or one number maybe increased. That is totally depends on the discussion. If the discussion goes well in a very strong manner, if there is a requirement, you guys can go ahead and demand, instead of having a 25 lakhs, you guys can go ahead and demand up to 30 also, including joining bonus and all. That is totally depends on the discussion. If the discussion happen, they feel that yes, this candidate is really worthy candidate, so they feel that if we recruit this person, definitely it is going to be helpful to the organization. Definitely they can offer whatever you are going to be expected. It means that okay, whatever you are expecting, only 5 years experience, 30 lakhs. No, it's not like that. So at least they are gonna try to do best. So 5 years of experience, maybe they can give up to maximum 15. They cannot go and give 20. Example, I'm telling you. So even freshers also getting 30 lakhs means that is total depends from the campus recruitment, and that is different story. But if you wanted to go in a very genuine, if you get a high package in the initial stage, right, it will become challenge in the upcoming years. If you go ahead with the packages, if you get a packages are based on the experience, that will be easy for you. Always try to, for example, 9 years people, they are getting 30 lakhs example. If you have a package 27, 28, that is fine. If you have maybe 30 plus, it's going to be sometimes we may need to face some challenges. The expectation will be high. And in case any company, they are trying to reduce the employees, first the highest paid people will be removed from the organization. In case they wanted to shut down the company, or else they wanted to reduce the employees, or else the projects are not available, and that at that time we may see this kind of challenges. Okay, it's not mean that we are getting a good opportunity or good offer, okay, it's going to be challenge. No, if you have a subject, if you have a good communication skills, definitely it's not at all going to be a big challenge. Either if a company releases you, maybe you will get an opportunity, of plenty opportunities are there, B, C, D, whatever the company you wanted to choose it for. Okay, opportunity wise, no problem at all. And the packages wise, also you can see here very good package. Once you step into this consulting stream, the lifestyle would be changed. Okay, for example, let's take my case, who are carrying experience, 15 years of experience, who started along with me my career, along with my career, right? So few of my friends still they are working in a end user role. They are in a manager position, but still they are withdrawing around only 10 or 12 lakhs. If they are in a consulting, at least 30 lakhs the package would be. So that's how the consultant role importance. Okay, end user everyone can do. It's a standard operating procedure we need to follow, but it's a consulting stream. So based on the requirement, we need to understand, we need to configure. While doing a testing, if you see any challenges, we need to dig into the issue, what the configuration missed, how that is missed. That way, we have a much scope to learn the process, much scope to enhance your knowledge, as well as much scope to what I can say, create a better career path. Lot many opportunities which are there if you stabilize in the consulting stream. Yes, definitely there are challenges we need to come across. Definitely, end of the day, subject and how we are managing that is a matters here. Okay, one person may have a plenty of subject, but they are not able to manage their work within the time. That is a no big challenge. Managing the works within the timelines, coordinating with the clients, coordinating with our team, supporting to the management. These are all the things which we need to, even not only for consulting stream, any kind of job, if you do in the current market, definitely we need to do all these things. Without support from our team or without support from management, we cannot go ahead and do that. Even though if you do whatever, you need to represent ourselves. Yes, this is what which I am doing. This is what I'm planning to. That way we need to showcase. Then only we'll have a very good career path. Okay, even management also need to understand, right? Okay, for example, Nivas is doing, but he's not able to communicate properly. He's communicating, but he's not doing a work properly. That there are a lot many things which we may see. If you manage all these things, then only you'll have a path, and whatever you are going to expect, definitely management also going to be consider, and they can go ahead and give hikes and promotions and all. So even working in organization and looking for other company opportunities, yes, that can be possible. Yeah. So this is all about you can go ahead and understand about the opportunities in the functional consultant role. Is that clear or any doubts guys on this please? All of you. Okay. Preparation is one of the key guys. Preparation is key. Okay, next support. What kind of support which are going to do? First thing, we are going to share the recording sessions on the same day. Once the session is completed, we are going to create one drive. We are going to place that recordings in the share path. You guys can go and refer anytime. That will be free lifetime access. Entire lifetime access will be provided to you. You guys can go and refer any point of time. That is one thing. And also we are going to provide the URL for the practice of preparation. So you guys can go and refer that, and in case any challenges and all, you guys can go and update in the WhatsApp group, or else you guys can go and check in with the admin team. They are going to share one URL to you from where you can go ahead and check all the details related to URL. What is the URL which is working, what is refresh and all, you guys can get to know, and that can be delivered for the training duration time. After that, maybe they may charge maybe monthly something, so you guys can go and refer that. In case you want to take it from mine also, I can also go ahead and provide you that. Okay, that is all about the URL part. Next, and also once you complete the training, you guys wanted to take any help in the resume preparation, yes, I'm gonna help you on that. I'm gonna share one draft resume to you guys, so you guys can go ahead and modify based on your experience. Finally, I will review it, and I can, you guys can go ahead and upload into the Naukari or maybe different job portals. That is one thing. Along with our training, what we are going to deliver here is, I'm going to prepare, already the questionnaire is prepared, interview related questionnaire, what kind of questions they may go and raise it. Interview question is some theoretical information related to all the financial modules, as well as the general entries in case if the invoice is going to be created, how it's going to be, what is the general entry, once the payment is complete, how it's going to be, all the general entries information related to our financial modules. That information also can be shared to you guys once the training is completed to your respective personal email ID. That is also going to be one-time information, so that you guys can go ahead and keep handy for your, for your future references for entire lifetime. Okay, that kind of support which are going to do. So in case you guys wanted to take or attend any mock interviews, definitely you guys can go ahead and come to me, so that whenever you guys are ready, so that I will take some time, we'll have a mock interview discussion. So just to understand the what I can say, just to understand your confidence level. Okay, is that clear? All of you? Are you guys following me?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So guys, I see one or two people joined today. So you guys can go and refer the yesterday's session. So just to understand how, some basic fundamentals, it will be helpful to you. Okay. So actual training is not started. Actual training we are going to start from the day after tomorrow. That is on Friday. I guess today is Wednesday. Friday we are going to start with that. Okay. And offerings and options. Yesterday we have discussed offerings. What are the offerings? These are all you can call it as offerings. Financial management is one of offering. Human capital management is one of offering. Supply chain management is one of offering. Procurement, PPM, project portfolio management, and customer relationship management. All these are all the offerings you can call it. And when it coming to options, you can see general ledger is one of the option. Payables, receivables, cash management, okay, asset management, all these are all the offering options. So when it coming to terminology, offerings are nothing but you can see here. I have noted somewhere else. Let me check that. There is that. Yeah. See, financial is one of the offering. You can see simple slide. This is easy to understand. You can see here slides. Okay. So this is something. This is something offerings you can call it. Under which you can call this the options or else modules. AP is one of the module, AR is one of the module, fixed assets is one of the module, general ledger is one of the module, and cash management is one of the module. This way you can go and understand about offerings and options. Don't confuse in case someone may ask you what are the offerings. Financial is one of our offering, SCM is one of offering, HCM is one of offering. Okay, these are all the offerings you can call it. So each offering wise specific consultant should be there. For example, when it coming to financials, financial consultant. When it coming to SCM, SCM consultant. When it coming to HCM, human capital management means human capital management team, they are going to take care about options like or maybe modules, options management, how the options information can be tracked in the system, compensation management, salary details, how information should be tracked in the system, payroll challenges or payroll payslip, all how to generate, all these things can be handled by the HCM team. Same way for AP, accounts payable related, how information can be tracked related to vendors, AR can be tracked related to customers. Same way here also, all the modules related offerings wise, each offering will have a separate options under which based on the requirement, they need to configure and they need to do the proper testing. That way we can go ahead and implement the application in the system. This is all about understanding about the offerings as well as the options. Options you can call it or else you can call it as a modules also. This is all about offerings and options in the system in Oracle Cloud system. Okay. So hoping that you guys are following. In case any doubts, just stop me so that I can clarify in detail. I'm discussing in detail, but still, if you need any help, definitely you guys can go and just let me know so that I can guide you better. Okay. And also expectation is any questions, please don't think about others, how they think is that valid question or no. You guys can go and raise simply your questions so that I'm gonna guide you and I'm gonna give a better information so that you guys will be clarified your doubt. That's how we need to understand the process. Don't think that this is something which here, you cannot think that what I can say. If I raise any questions, the how others feel and no, everyone is here to learn the process. We need to move on. Otherwise, if you have that kind of assumption, definitely it's very tough to learn the new things. Not only for the here, not only for in our, I'm not talking about particular training, in general, I'm talking about. Okay. Fine. Let me open the URL. So once you guys subscribe, right? So this is how they are gonna share this. Okay. So let me drive access they are gonna give you. Okay. So let me just open this. This is how they are gonna give access to you. So here, this information can be tracked here. Okay, where you can see the instance details. This is one of the instance which is available here. Okay, this is one of the instance which is available here. Okay, so let me talk about it. Let me just copy this and let me paste it here. So here guys, as I said yesterday, Oracle is a cloud application. So everything can be managed by the cloud only, and it's simple. Just enter the URL. Same like how we are going to open the Gmail, how I open here. Same way, you need to just enter the URL and enter the credentials so that you guys can go and log into the application. See here, once you subscribe with the Oracle, for example, you are implementing for sub ABC client example. Okay, once you subscribe it, they are going to share this URL along with the credentials, user ID, password. So just say exactly, that's what exactly I'm doing here. User ID, password, which I'm trying to enter. Once you subscribe it, this URL details, you guys can go ahead and get it. Admin team can share it. You guys can come here any given time. So you can see here updated the password, and wherever you see here something red here, you can see this insert is not working, insert is working. So here by this you guys can go and pick it, and you guys can go and start doing your preparation. Okay, so just sign in, application sign in, which is happened. Okay, this way you can go and log into the application. This is pay and use, right? So whatever subscription which you use, which you wanted to utilize it, so you can go and pay that. They are going to share this. So once you shared it, you guys can go and log into the application. Then you guys can go and create your own user and start doing the implement the application. Okay, let's consider that these are instance details which are received from the client once you start working as a consultant. Okay, you guys can go and just log into the application. This is how the application look and feel. This is how the application look and feel. See here, this is your home page. This is your home page. This 59MPL user which have used it for. See here, this is the user which we have used it for. There are a lot many users are there, KC Brown and SCMIMPL and all. So you can use any one of that and you can log into the system. Just to log in the application I'm talking about. Okay. This is how you can log in it. This is your home page. This is your home page. Application look and feel. And you can see here, just user ID. Click on this about application. User, this is your user name. You can click on this about your application. See here, this is your Oracle Fusion Cloud application 25B. Yesterday, as I said, every quarter wise the releases can be happen just to give or just to complete the latest updates and hand it over or upgrade in the system. So 25B means, as I said, every quarter will follow the 25A means January, February, March. 25B means April, May, June. 25C, next iteration would be 25C, that is July, August to September. Next to upcoming 25D would be October, November, December. Every quarter they are going to do the releases with the latest features which are recommending or which are requesting from the client. They are going to consider that. They can go ahead and implement that. Once they implement it, they can go ahead and release in the next releases. That's how the Oracle plan. This is one of the better advantage. End of the day, it's going to be considering the challenges, whatever which are facing by the client. That is one thing. Either maybe bugs or either that may be new developments, right? So based on that, they are going to consider, is that really worthy to implement that? Or is that really the bug is whatever they have highlighted is really we need to fix it? They can go ahead and do the analysis. Separate team would be there. So Oracle development separate team would be there from the Oracle. So they can go ahead and dig that. That way they are going to take some time. They will follow some timelines and they are going to update or they are going to implement that. Once that is implemented, whenever the next iteration is going to be released, the latest feature is going to be added in the system so that that can be used and that can be communicated. Even every quarter wise, they are going to release the releases. They will release one document. What are the latest features which are available in the new system? That is maybe with 25B new features, they can go ahead and release one note so that whatever you are going to be required as a consultant, we need to assess them. What is going to be fulfilled to my client? If it is something common implementation, common new feature, we can go ahead and implement it. Or else something which is particularly business wise, only banking sector, they are implementing one new feature. Maybe you are into aviation industry, maybe no need to consider that. But you need to give a justification to the client, boss. These are the new features which are introduced in the system. So these are all available. So this may not be suitable for us. Maybe we cannot go ahead and implement that. We can ignore that. Or else out of 10 new features, maybe 2 are related to us. We can go ahead and implement that. We need to give a justification. Post they confirm, then only we can go ahead and enable that. By default, that should not be enabled. We can go ahead and enable the latest features based on the requirement, whatever which are going to be released as part of the releases. That's how the releases can be happen. Okay, fine. Here you can see this is your navigator. This is your navigator. We can call it as a navigator. Either you navigate from here, you can see all these tasks which are available here. Example, let's take here procurement. Let's take here. Where is procurement? Procurement. Okay, here procurement here is here. See, either you wanted to navigate from here, procurement, all these things here. Or else you want to navigate from here, also you can navigate here. Whatever which are available, either you navigate from home page, either you navigate from the navigator. Both the ways you can go and navigate it. This way you can go and navigate. This is how you can go and navigate. This you can call it as a navigator. This you can call it as a home page. Okay. And you can see this is something favorites. For example, I wanted to open the example I'm telling. There is a toolkit. For example, if I wanted to open the suppliers window, example, the supplier task, example I'm considering, guys. Okay. Supplier tasks. So what I need to do every time I need to come here, I need to go to homes. I need to click on procurement. I need to click on the supplier. This page will be open. Or else I need to go to this navigator or else procurement supplier. Both pages will be navigated to the same page. Either you navigate from here, either you navigate from the home page. See, both are like. Rather navigating all these things, simply I can go and put as a favorite. How that should be done? Click on this favorite. Recent items, what recently which navigated last 24 hours, that should be available here. Unless you wanted to add as a favorite. So let's say add favorites. Example, procurement. Procurement. Okay, example. Okay, let's say 7 close. Earlier, what we have done, let's come to home again. Earlier, what we have done, we have navigated to procurement, under which I navigated to here. I click on this, or else I used to go from here and click on this. But once you set as a favorite, just click on this favorites. Whatever the favorites which are added here, you can see procurement overview. So no need to navigate each and every task. Once you set as a favorite, automatically it's a kind of shortcut. The page will be directly open. This is all about your favorite. This is something watch list. In case you wanted to see any watch list, you can see that. This is something bell icon should be notification. For example, you are the approver for accounts payable invoices example. All the notifications will come here. So, for example, here comes some assigned to this Larwins. Okay, this is a user which consider as a Larwin's username. Okay, so your notification will get it. So, for example, consider that you are the accounts payable invoice approval manager example. So, some ABC person they are creating invoices. They once they create it, in that of course approval need to be configured. ABC invoice, if the ABC person create an invoice, that should be directed to some XYZ user. So once you log into the XYZ user will get notification here. Okay, invoice need to be approved. So that way you can go ahead and see the notification. This is all about your home page information. This is your navigator. This is your home page. This is your favorites. This is watch list. This is something your, what I can say, notifications. This is all. And you can see here, this is your user. And this is very, very important. Setup and maintenance. As I said, when it coming to Oracle Cloud, everything can be managed by the roles. There is no concept of responsibility. In case if you guys someone from EBS background, don't confuse that. In cloud, there is no responsibility concept. Everything can be managed by the role only. For example, once I assign the role related to accounts payable manager or accounts payable supervisor or accounts payable specialist, these three seeded roles which are available. Once I assign these roles to the user, some XYZ user, XYZ user can go ahead and perform AP related activities because we have given the privileges or by assigning the roles to the respective user. Without assigning the roles, I cannot go ahead and perform anything in the cloud system. Everything can be managed by the roles only. That is very, very fundamental thing which we need to understand it for. Okay. So that's how the roles, of course, here setup and maintenance is coming, why it is coming and all. We are going to talk about that. Okay, setup and maintenance here. And in case any DFFs which are going to use, highlight flexifields, this like, about application. These are some generic information which will be available. No need to bother about that. Okay. This is all about application look and feel in the system. Is that clear? Or any questions, guys, please? All of you. Varsha, Kunal,
Yeah.
Arunachalam, all of you. Shall I
Yeah, it's
consider no
clear.
question? Yeah, okay, good. In case any questions, please stop me. Okay. So come here. So what we have discussed so far, we have discussed about our training approach, and also we have discussed about how the job opportunities and how the on-site opportunities and how would be the hierarchy in the cloud, in the Oracle Cloud functional roles, and what kind of support which are going to do that, and offerings and options. What is the difference between offerings and options? We have discussed, we have taken some examples and we have discussed, and also application look and feel also we have discussed how the home page looks like, and what is the navigator, and what is setup and maintenance, as well as the how to do the favorites, how to do set as a favorite, all these things which are discussed. And enabling offerings. Enabling offering is very, very important. Enabling offering is nothing but, for example, here we wanted to implement the offerings of finance example. How shall we know finance and procurement example? How shall we know these are already enabled? These offerings are enabled or not? How I can go ahead and check that? Come to this home again. Just I'm ensuring that finance offerings are enabled or not, or procurement offerings are enabled or not, or HCM offerings are enabled or not. Everything can be controlled from here. Let's click on this user. Go to the setup and maintenance. Why the setup and maintenance and coming, and we'll discuss about that. Just make a open query on that. Okay, just make a note on that open query. So this is how the application look and feel. This you can call it as a FSM page, functional setup manager page. You can call it as a functional setup page. Whatever the functional related setups which you wanted to do it for, you can go ahead and do it from here. Everything you need to do it from here. How that we navigated? Click on this user. Let's say setup and maintenance. Why the setup and maintenance? We'll discuss about that. And once you click on that, you can see here setup your financials, so all the financial related modules which are available here. Okay, this is how the navigation process. And we are trying to understand how to enable the offerings. Come here, click on these actions, go to offerings. Just click on go to offerings. Means we are trying to verify, or we are trying to understand, or we are trying to cross check where the which offerings are enabled, and all we are trying to understand. Here if you see, this is something financials. If you see enterprise contracts or PRM offering, order management, project financial management, product management, all these are all different offerings which are available here. When you coming to our thing, financials is our offering. Our accounting hub, you can see here, status is enabled. Let's come to financial. This is something enabled. What exactly finance is going to be covered? You can see here. Configure how you manage the financial flows includes assets means asset management, ledgers means general ledger, cash cycle is nothing but cash management, invoice and payments are nothing but AP, account receivable collections are nothing but AR, setup subledger accounting related to SLA, and as well as the tax coming. These are all the modules are going to be covered, are going to be part of the financials, whatever which are noted here. You can see this, all which are noted here. GL, AP, AR, intercompany, cash management, tax, approvals, SLA, subledger accounting. All this is going to be part of the financial product family. So here you can see this is already enabled. When it coming to the real time, first whenever you get a credentials, you need to ensure this is enabled or not. If it is not enabled, you can see one of the checkbox. Just you can click on it, save and close, so that you can go ahead and use the financials offerings in the system. Just consider that it is enabled. Okay. Under financials, what different options which you have? We have already discussed about that. Under which we have GL, we have AP, we are FA, we have cash management and all. Each, for example, I wanted to implement only for AP and AR. I can go ahead and disable all these things. Only AP and AR, I can go ahead and have an option to enable it. Or else I wanted to disable all and I wanted to use only AP. That is also possible. How that can be done? Come here, click on this opt-in features. Just click on this opt-in features. Opt-in features. Select the respective offerings, click on opt-in features. Here we have a control where which module you wanted to consider, which option you wanted to consider for. We have a control from here. Okay, let's just wait for a moment. It is just getting loading. Hoping that you guys are following me. In case any other things, you guys just, let me know. Okay, in case any challenge, if you see that. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Guys, try to be proactive. So it will be helpful to you only end of the day. So you guys are here to learn the process. I'm here to provide you the best training from my side till possible extent. Simultaneously, you guys also try to be proactive, try to learn as much as it will be helpful to your career. Okay. Fine. So here, if you see under financials, as I said, GL, supplier invoice processing, expenses, fixed assets, AR, all these things, intercompany, all this available. For example, you don't want to implement accounts payable, just disable this. Only you wanted to implement expenses, you can go ahead and enable it. Or else you don't want to implement even expenses also, just you can just disable it. So the moment once I disable it, I cannot go ahead and get the task. For example, either if I wanted to do the accounts payable implementation, so these are all the tasks which are available. I need to define all these things. If I disable it, I cannot go ahead and get all this information in the system. Okay, you guys can go ahead and do some experiment, but in this test instance particularly, don't enable it. For example, if I disable it in this particular instance, example, tomorrow you may try it or same like us, n number of people are going to be use this instance. They also have some challenges. They are going to be not at all going to be create AP related activities. If someone is away, same like us, yes, they can come here, they can go ahead and enable the supplier invoices as well as the expenses, then only they can go ahead and do that. So my sincere request is you never come across here just to understand the process, just I'm trying to disabling and immediately I enable it. Because it's going to be impact the URL level, who is going to be use that URL, all the people it's going to be impacted. We need to be very particular on that. Okay, but understanding wise, I came here, I just showcase the impact if I enable it or if I disable it. If I have an option to only have a flexibility to enable only for payables or only for AR, only for cash management or only expenses, yes, we have that flexibility. For example, if you don't want to do the customer invoice processing or AR invoice process, AR implementation, just simply you can disable it. AR activity cannot be available. You cannot go ahead and do any implementation related to AR. That's how the control should be. Okay. So let's go ahead and ensure, keep that as it is. Okay. Because if I disable it, if I save it, who are using this URL, they may not get the AR AP invoice related activities because we have a disabled it. If they are already aware about okay, where is the control and they come here, they can enable it. But it's a common instance, is going to be used for all the people. So request is never enable or never disable anything. Keep use as it is, particularly this particular page I'm talking about. Okay, fine. I'm trying to enable it, sir.
I had a quick question.
Yes, please.
So who uses the feature to enable the different offerings? Is it like the user or just the admin?
Admin means consultant only. Users will not have access this. End users will not have access. End users are going to be responsible the transaction process, either if they are from AP department, AP invoices, AR department, AR invoices and receipt, they can do that. But the setup and maintenance activity, the setup and maintenance task will be get only the users who are going to do the application implementation. Means consultants only will get that. Why this get and all we'll discuss in the next step. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You're always welcome, guys. Okay, this is something which I kept as it is. Just said done it. Only consultant will have a privileges, even though once you assign the role, respective role, then only they can go ahead and see that. Otherwise, if you don't assign the role to the user, even users cannot go ahead and check this. They do not have option to edit something. Even they do not have option to navigate also. Everything can be managed by the roles. That's what which I said. We'll see that how exactly it's going to work and I will see that. So here have modified something, right? So just let me recheck it one more time, just to ensure should not be disabled any other task or any other options which are available under financials. Okay, just allow me 1 minute, guys. So it's gonna take time. Just allow me. Let me have some water meanwhile. Okay, I'm back. So here you can see all are enabled. That's okay. Fine. Let's say done it for. This is the control. Here we have a control, how to enable it, how to disable the offerings. As a consultant, these are the very fundamentals, guys. For that reason, particularly I'm considering all these points I'm discussing about, because without discussing all these things, if I go directly start doing the configuration, right? You guys may challenges once you start working on that. For that reason, these are some fundamentals should know how to enable the offerings and how the application look and feel, what different offerings which are available and how we can segregate the offerings and options, what are called options, how it's going to be interlinked, all these things which we are trying to understand so that you guys will be clear about some basic fundamentals. Then once you get us some understanding all these things, it will be easy for you to start doing your configuration related to our financial module. Okay, let's done it for next. Roles and responsibility comparison. Roles and responsibility. Guys, in case someone is already aware, or someone is already from the EBS background, in EBS, everything can be managed by the responsibility. Responsibility we need to define in the system. For example, GL related responsibility, you need to do that. All the GL related activities can be happen from the GL responsibility. For example, FA responsibility, if you define it, FA responsibility means FA related activities can be happen from the FA responsibility. Or AP responsibility means AP responsibility activities can be happen from the AP responsibility. Means AP related activities can be happen from the AP responsibility. Same way for AR responsibility. So once I define the responsibility with respective responsibilities through only, you can go ahead and navigate or you can go ahead and perform the activities related. Okay, are you guys following me?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how the responsibilities can be managed. Responsibility can be tackled in the EBS system. But when it coming to our cloud system, there is no responsibility concept which is available. Everything can be managed by the roles. For example, if I wanted to perform accounts payable activities, accounts payable manager role, I need to assign it. Accounts payable supervisor role, I need to assign it. Accounts payable specialist role, which I need to assign it for. When it coming to AR, accounts receivable manager, account receivable specialist, billing analyst, or revenue analyst, all these things. Example, GL, general accountant. Here you can see each module wise, we have some specific roles here. Example, general ledger. These three roles. When it coming to AP, okay, AP roles which are not noted here. Okay, that's fine. FA accountant, AR roles. Where is that? Account receivable manager specialist. I guess AP also should be available. see. Okay, AP is maybe some like this removed. That's okay. So each module wise, we need to have AP specialist, AR specialist, like that. Once you complete all the configuration, you can go ahead and assign the roles. Then only the user can go ahead and perform the transaction activities related with respective module based on the role assignment to the user. That's how the roles is going to be play very key role in the cloud system. Without role, you cannot go ahead and, for example, application configuration is completed. 10 people are going to be part of the accounts payable team. Example, let's take A, B, C, D user example. These 4 users are need to be take care of accounts payable. Yes, I am completed the total accounts payable configuration. Transaction process also verified it. Whenever I hand it over to the business, until unless if I don't create the users, if I don't assign the roles, even though users are already assigned. Example, let's consider user is already created by the HCM team. Example, human capital management team can be created. But of course, in the training, I will showcase how to create a user sign up, because here HCM team is not available. But in the real time, HCM team will be responsible to create the users and assigning the roles based on the request. Okay. So here I will demonstrate that how to create and what different ways we can go ahead and create a user and all. But here, when it coming to the role, if I create the user without assigning the roles, that user cannot go ahead and perform any activities related to either maybe AP, either maybe AR, either maybe FA, either maybe GL. If the user is belongs to GL team, assign the GL related role so that GL activities can be performed. If the user is related to AP, you can go ahead and assign the roles to AP so that user can go ahead and perform that. If the user is belongs to AR, you can assign the roles and user AR activities can be performed. That is how the importance of role assignment in the cloud system. Okay, I will showcase how exactly it's going to be interlinked and how exactly it's going to work and all. Okay, this is all about your roles comparison part. Okay, is that clear, guys? All of you? Are you guys following me? Arunachalam, Kinari, Kunal, yeah, Varsha. Yeah. Okay. Next, FSM page. That is functional setup manager. What is functional setup manager? I mean, of course, today initial of our session we have discussed. This is, you can call it as FSM. This is your home page. This is your home page. Okay, let me navigate it. Home page. You can just open. This will be open. Once you click on this user, you can see this setup and maintenance. We'll talk about why this is coming and all setup and the moment once I click on setup and maintenance. So here I can go ahead and perform any activity related to financial modules, either maybe AP, either maybe AR, either maybe GL, because these are all the part of the financials, correct? And but when it coming to e-based system, if I wanted to perform the GL related, I need to navigate to GL responsibility. If I wanted to perform AP related, I need to navigate to AP responsibility. From AP responsibility, I cannot go ahead and perform GL activities. Either from AP responsibility, I cannot go ahead and perform GL FA related or AR related. AR respective module wise, we need to go to that responsibility, we need to perform that. But when it coming to the cloud system, it's not like that. This would be the common page, either AP, either AR, either GL, everything can be performed from here. Example, let's take this is your financials. Here you can see either you wanted to do it from general ledger here, you can select it, and required task, all tasks you can select it, all can be available here. GL related, all the tasks which can be available. Only mandate tasks means you can go ahead and search it for, define all these things, then only the ledger should be considered as a completed. Okay. Or else you can come to AP, payables. See, these are the mandatory things. Okay. Procurement agent, common options, invoice options, payment option, payment terms. Or else you wanted to consider for all tasks, you can click on this. All should be available here. Okay. This is how you can go ahead and understand. Or else you can select the financials. No need to put a cursor in particular respective module wise here. Let's come back to financials. I wanted to search it for calendar, manage accounting calendar. This is something related to enterprise structure, manage accounting calendar. But automatically the manage accounting calendar, you can see reporting structure, this should be navigated. Or else manage common option. This is something related to AP activity. So manage common options, that automatically that will be directed to payables. Here you can go ahead and search it for. Means either you navigate from here, payables, you can search it. You can go ahead and search it in case if you are not aware with the task name. Or else commonly you can search it total financial related, that should be. So it's a FSM page, functional setup manager page related to financials. All the tasks can be available from here. That way, we need to do the configuration. This is, you can call it as a FSM page. This is functional setup manager page. Functionally, whatever you wanted to do the setups, everything can be managed from here. For that reason, they are using the naming convention as a functional setup manager. But in EBS, it's not like that. Responsibility level, we need to move, we need to do the configuration. That is a major difference. And other thing, this is your FSM page. And there is another activity called as a global search. Just say click on search. I can say 95% of the tasks can be available from here. Only 5% of the tasks which may not be available, that should be available from here. Example, click on the search. This you can call it as a global search. For example, manage accounting calendar. Example, I'm telling you, manage accounting calendar. Either you navigate from FSM page, either you navigate from this page, global search, both should be directed to same page. There is no change at all. But we have a flexibility to navigate either from the global search, either from the FSM page. And other way is searching the task from the project also. We'll discuss about that later point of time, because once you define the project and how to navigate that, and all, we'll discuss about. But try to understand, at this moment, we have option to search from the FSM page as well as the global search. Both are going to be directed. For example, I wanted to search it from the search for the accounting calendar. Example, this is we search from the global search. Let me try to search it from the FSM page. Both will be directed to this page only here. We can go ahead and create it. Of course, why I can see these many calendars which are already available here? Any one of you, please? We have not defined anything so far, but I can see lot many calendars which are available here in the system. When it coming to your client instance, you cannot go ahead and see that. See, this is a page which I navigate from the global search. This is the page which I'm trying to navigate from the FSM page. Both will be directed to same page. Either you do it from here, either you do it from here, no difference. Can anyone guess why I see these many calendars which are already available here? What is the reason? Because we have not started any implementation. We have not started any configuration, correct? But even though I can see lot many calendars which are available here. What is the reason? Why I can see this? Guys, please
The
speak up.
default calendar which is available in the system or maintained by Oracle Cloud.
No. Yeah, your guess is fine, but that's not exactly the reason. That's not exactly the reason. Any other one, please? Any other thoughts, please?
Basically, this one is for training sessions. So means this link can be used by multiple users. So they have created their calendar to do the practice.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And these are also the Oracle default calendars.
Okay. Yes, your guess is correct. Speak up, speak up. Speak up. Yes, correct. Let me talk about. See, guys, this is the common URL which can be used n number of people. Today, I'm using. Tomorrow, once you started practice, you guys can go and define your own calendar. For that reason, I can see lot many which are available. But when it coming to the real time, whenever you do the fresh implementation, you see this as a blank. Nothing should be available in your URL, because each country, sorry, each specific client device, you will have a separate URL. For example, MasterCard one URL. For example, 10,000 clients which are there. 10,000 clients, 10,000 URLs should be shared. So that's how the information can be tracked by the Oracle team. And when it coming to this particular training instance as a demo instance, for that reason, I can see lot many. But in the real time, you don't see only the, for example, you are working for XYZ client, only the XYZ client related employees, only they can go and navigate. And for example, let's take our 6 people, whatever 6 people which are here, 6 people are from the same team. Example, 6 people, either I do calendar, either you do calendar, but I cannot go and do my calendar, either you cannot go and do your calendar. No, it's not like, as a team, we are going to do the one calendar. So in case how many calendars which are there, then only the calendar should be available here. That's how, that's how, that's the reason why we can go ahead and see lot many calendars which are available. As it's a test instance, a number of people are using, and but when it comes to the real time, you don't see at all. You see this as a blank. You can simply go ahead and add your new calendar, whatever the naming convention which is agreed by the business in the real time. Otherwise, you cannot go ahead and define it. You guys clear now how it is going to work and all of you? Yeah. Okay. Fine. This is all about your FSM page and the global search. Either you do from here, either you do from here, does not matter. Both will be directed to the same page. This is how you can go ahead and do the configuration from the either FSM page as well as the global search. Okay. What is the time now? 8:04. What we can do, we'll try to create one user. Before assigning the role, how it is affecting, and after assigning the role, how it is affecting, we are going to see that. So for example, how I am trying to define the user, same way you guys can go ahead and create your own user by referring the recording sessions, or else my suggestion is better to maintain one notes whenever you are attending the session here. So I will give, if required, I will give some time also to make a note. So it will be easy for you rather refer the recording sessions. Definitely you guys can refer it. But if you have handy information notebook, right? So it's going to save your time. If you feel that, okay, I'm fine to refer the recording session, yes, it's up to you. But as a training, just my suggestion is if you wanted to save some time, try to make a note, some important points, it will be helpful to you. Okay, that's what my suggestion. Of course, that's you guys know better how would be the better approach to get a good understanding, or how we can simply remember, and all you guys know better about yourself. So you guys can go ahead and follow that. It's not at all gonna be hardly you need to follow that, because you guys are well matured here, because you know what is a better thing to do, remember, and all. So you guys can go ahead and do that. Okay, fine. Now let's go ahead and do the user creation. How to do the user creation? Let's come here. User creation can be happen from the security console where that is available. Either you navigate from here, navigator, or else go to home, tools. You can see here tools which will be available. Come here, tools. This is one of the common user which is using just to start to create our user and all. Okay. So here under tools, for that reason, I can see these many tasks which are available. But once you create our new user, I don't see these many things, because roles are assigned to this user. For that reason, this user is having the privileges. Okay. Let me showcase. First, come here. Where is the security console? Here, security console. From the security console, you can go ahead and create. Either you click it here, that will be navigated to same page here. Once you click on it here, go to users. This is one thing. Or else you wanted to navigate from here also, it's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable. Or else you wanted to put this as a favorite also, it's up to you. Security console. Both will be directed to the same page. Some rule, this is a process, this is a navigation steps which you need to be followed. Okay. So fine. Come here. Let's take users which have. So let's take our user. What is our user? Example, whatever the user, which test user which I'm try to log in here. Where is that here? This is user which we logged in. Just I'm trying to query that user. Pin IMPR. Just click on this. If you see this user, these many roles which are assigned: accounts payable, budget, employee, financial analyst, general accountant, all these roles which are available. For that reason, once you click on this home page, all the privileges which are available here, tools, configuration, some defaults which are going to be available here, fixed assets, lease accounting, intercompany, general accounting, AP, AR, projects, okay, field service, all these which are available because of this user have assigned already roles to the user. For that reason, by default, this user is getting a privileges. If I remove all these things, user cannot go ahead and have all the privileges. What we will do, Let's try to create one new users and try to assign the roles one by one and see how it's going to be effective. Okay, this is your home page. This is how you can go ahead and query your existing users. In case you wanted to reset the password, for example, when it comes to the reality, you guys can click on this reset password. You guys can go ahead and update the password, whatever the naming convention. Yes, that is one thing. Or as you wanted to assign any roles, click on this edit, and in any role you wanted to add it later, find out time. Yes, you can come here and you can add it. Everything can be managed from here. From the security console, you need to navigate to here, query that user and reset password, or in case you wanted to log this user, yes, we have flexibility to do that. Your password expiry 816, yes, 816 till 816, this should be there. If the instance got refreshed, that will be moved. Okay, that is a different story altogether. Okay, so fine. I don't want to do any modification with the existing. I wanted to create a new user. How to create it? We have learned how to navigate the user, how to query the user, how to reset the password, how to add the roles. We have understand. Now let's try to create one user. Earlier case, we have queried the existing user, but here I wanted to create a new user. So this will be our user, which we are going to use for that. Add user account. What is the naming convention which are going to follow? A. A is nothing but some starting letter, because A is the first letter which can be used, so that whenever I try to search, that will show in the top. For that reason, A. NV. NV is nothing but Nivas. Okay, just I'm using that. This is my 7th batch on behalf of Unogix, 7th batch. ANV. ANV7 user. This is the naming convention which I'm using for. But in the real time, we need to follow the exact naming convention. But here is a test instance. Just we are following one naming convention. Name. Put as a email ID. Here I'm taking some email. In case phone number. Password. Always use some default password like Oracle@123 like that. Okay. I'm using this. Okay. Let's say save and close. Remember, just a user is created, but have not assigned any roles. Let's go ahead and query our user. The moment once you save it, this is our user. Now let's go ahead and query our user. You can go ahead and check that. Let's click on this. Still, if you wanted to modify any password, yes, I can click on this. Okay, I already noted the password, that's okay. Click on this edit. You can go ahead and assign the role. For example, in case you wanted to add any roles, yes, you can go ahead and add that. But before assigning the role, how it will be available, and after assigning the role, how it will be available, and all, we'll discuss about that. Okay, so just a moment. Varsha, I see some challenges for you, network challenges. Okay, that's okay, no problem. Fine. So here, I'm not assigning the roles, just have created the user. That's what I wanted to do here is I wanted to log out from this user. I wanted to log out from this user. If you see here, setup and maintenance, all is available under this user. But try to log in this with our user, which we have created now. Okay. Let's try to copy here. And this is your. I'm trying to log into our user, which we have created just now. If you see, once you log in with this user, I don't see any other privileges which are going to be available here, because this is some defaults which are going to get. When it coming to other user, all that are coming because of roles are assigned. I can see only these three. I don't see even security console and all these things. Just some basic fundamentals which is going to come as part of basic defaults will come here. Whatever the fundamental which are used or which are implemented here, by default that should become here. If you click on user, I don't see any setup and maintenance also. This is just user created. We have not provided any privileges. That's it. Just to showcase the importance of the role assignment, just I have logged in here just to see that, just to showcase. Okay? Is it clear? Are you guys clear with this?
Yeah, yes, no.
Yeah. So now let me again log out from this user. See, if I wanted to assign the roles to this user also, I don't have any flexibility to do that. I don't have a security console. Okay, we'll talk about that. What are mandatory roles which you need to assign initial of your implementation activity? Okay, so this is our test user which already available all the privileges. So Same way, you guys also can go ahead and use the initial of implementation, use this existing user, whatever which is available is in this sheet. Then later you guys can go ahead and create your own user and assign the roles. Going forward, you can go ahead and use your naming convention. Okay, this is the user. Let's go ahead and query that. Let's go ahead and query the user. What user which we need to query? Our user. What is our user? Security console. This is our user. Let's query that. Now I wanted to assign the roles now. Now I wanted to assign the roles. See here. What are the mandatory roles which we need to do it for? To implement the application, 3 mandatory roles which we need to do it for. One is application implementation consultant. Application. I'm trying to give a justification of the importance of the roles, guys. Okay. Application implementation consultant. Whatever you see, all this same naming convention, but wherever you see ORA, it's Oracle. It stands for Oracle. Oracle. Here, application implementation consultant. You can select this. ORA, you can select this. Select this. Add role. The moment once I add it here, that should be available here. Here I have a flexibility to remove also. If, for example, 10 roles are there, if I want to remove all roles, yes, I have flexibility to do that. Okay. This is application implementation consultant and IT security manager. These 3 are the mandatory roles. One is employee also. Why is these 3 are okay? Okay, if I assign the first role, what it's going to get? If I assign the second role, what it's going to get? If I assign the third role, what it's going to get? We'll talk about now. So application implementation consultant, which you have assigned it now. Okay. So let's come back here. Where is that application implementation? See here. This is your user. ANV user. Correct. Our username is ANV user. ANV 7 user. Correct. 7th batch 7 user. Okay, fine. So if I assign the application implementation consultant, if I assign the application implementation consultant, the user will get a privileges to this task, that is setup and maintenance. If I assign this IT security manager, security console task will be added. If I assign the employee role, some mandate default should be available to this user. For that reason, we need to assign the roles. These 3 are the mandatory roles. You wanted to implement, you can go ahead and assign this. You wanted to add any user-related privileges, adding the resetting the password, adding the roles, security console should be there. If you assign this role, security console will come. If I assign this role, that setup and maintenance task will be added. This one should be added. Okay. So now let's say done it. Now I've added. Before assigning the role, we have tried to verify login the user. We see that as a blank. Now we have added. Now before log out and log in to check that the privileges, better to run the program called as a LDAP, that is lightweight directory access protocol. Why we need to run? Because whatever the roles which are going to be assigned against to the user, to get the synchronized, if I assign the application implementation consultant, users you will have access to setup and maintenance. Here, synchronize the users. Whatever the roles which are assigned, that roles related privileges, user will get it. So how here it is showing as setup and maintenance and security console to the user, this user, because the role assigned and implemented, I mean, the directive program also completed. So this is not mandatory again. Since R13 is not mandatory, prior to that, whenever you assign any role, to synchronize that and all, we need to run the role, we need to run this program, but it's not mandatory. Means once the roles are assigned to the user, to get the privileges, but for that user, we need to run this program. It's not mandatory, it's optional, but better to run it in the lower instances. Okay, this program is going to be initiated. So no need to wait till completion. So this is something which is showing as blank. That's okay. So what I wanted to do here is I wanted to keep this as already here, same as it is. Let me try to open another browser just to see how it's going to be effective once assign the roles. And some more here, some more thing. I mean, one more thing you need to understand here is sometimes It may take 5 minutes time also to get the synchronization. Okay. Sometimes within a minute it will be happen. Okay. Depends. Totally depends on the application. Some instances maybe we may get with immediately. Some instances it may take some time. Okay. This is your user ID. This is your password. Now I'm trying to log in. I have not closed that browser. Just that browser is open in another browser. This is which I'm trying to use it or to log in this our user AN7. If you see default, it's still loading. This is our existing user, a Fin IMPL user. This is a user which we have created, and we are trying to verify how it is effective. And now let's try to see this. Let's click on this home. How shall I know the user privileges are added? And see here, after adding that, I can see some few more tasks which are added here. You can see here, this is setup and maintenance is coming because of the role is assigned. And you can see here, under tools, I can see lot many which are added. By default, we'll get security console is added. So let's go ahead and query your user. So now this user, we can ignore it. This user just to use only to create your user and you just to assign the roles. In the real time, you may not, for example, 10 people are there in the team. Only 2 or 3 people, this particular role should be added, the IT security manager. Because only security console management or lead people will have this access. Means this role is added so that we'll get a privileges. So that person will have a privileges so that query the user, resetting the password, adding the roles, log the user, all this can be privileged or all this can be managed from here. That is how it's gonna be. Okay, here let's try to understand ANV7 is our user. You can see here the roles which are already available. So keep add the roles based on, for example, AP level, you can do add AB related, GL related roles, FA related roles. Keep on adding one by one. We are gonna do that. Okay. Once you start implementing the GL, we are gonna assign the GL related roles. And also remember, roles are going to be helpful to perform the transaction process. Configuration related application implementation role, which are already done, that should be sufficient to do the configuration. Okay. So for that reason, if you see this activity, roles activity updated in the last, because till here without assigning the roles also we can go ahead and do that. This is something related to implementation activity. Already implementation role, application implementation role assigned already to this user. For the reason setup and maintenance is coming from here, you can go ahead and do all the configuration. If you wanted to perform the transaction process, only the role should be assigned. For that reason, every module level, if you see here, role activity should be added in the last. Okay. You don't want to perform any transaction process, even roles are not required. Only the application information consultant role should be sufficient to continue your configuration irrespective of all modules. This is very one of the powerful role that should be sufficient to do any kind of configuration, either financials or any other things that should be sufficient. Is that clear? User creation, the importance of the roles. Are any doubts, guys? All of you?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, so this is all about your role assignment. Okay, so with this, what we can do, we can go ahead and conclude the session for today. And tomorrow, what we can do here is, okay, today we understand all these points, training approach and job opportunities and roles and responsibility importance, and how it's going to affect in the cloud system, how to create a users, and how to assign the roles, before assigning the roles, how it is, and how to run the lab jobs. You guys are understand some information. I'm expecting that you guys are following me. In case any questions, please stop me, you can raise that. I will clarify in another better way. That is one thing. And here, tomorrow, what we try to understand here is how to define the, for example, today one user is created. How you segregate that, is that implementation user or employee user? How to do the project creation? How to assign the offerings? How to search with the task? Apart from FSM and global search, we have other way to do that, right? That is from project. How to define it? How to do it? All these things can be handled tomorrow. And once we complete this, and also if time permits, we'll try to understand about the enterprise structure in the real time. Once completed all these things, we need to understand how the initiation can be happen about the configuration. Okay? Any questions, please, all of you. In case if you have any other questions or any other clarifications you are expecting from me, you guys can reach out to me on this number. This is my number. You can just save it and just WhatsApp me. Just mention your name so that I can discuss And once the batch is freezed, maybe in 1 or 2 days or maybe more 2 days, you want to take time to freeze the batch. Once the batch is freezed, I'm gonna create one WhatsApp group by collecting all your numbers so that that group can be used for all the communication. Yes, at Prasad and admin team, they are gonna help you in the form of in case any recordings you are not able to open or you are not able to find any sheets or else maybe you find any challenges while the URL issues and all, they are going to suggest any practice challenges or any other clarifications, any open challenges related to training and all, you guys can go ahead and update in the WhatsApp group so that we can go ahead and discuss in the WhatsApp group so that all other people also might aware what is happening in the batch. Okay, that will be the general approach which I follow for all the batches. Is that clear? Arunachalam, Kinari, Kunal, Narendra, Varsha. If you
Yes,
guys
sir.
are clear, yeah. If you guys are
Yes,
clear,
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
You guys are clear. Maybe tomorrow we'll regroup same time and we'll complete all the other fundamental information. Once you are clear with this, then we can go ahead and start doing the actual configuration. If you guys are okay with the training approach, if you guys are okay, I mean fine, if you feel comfortable, then you guys can go ahead and talk with the Prasad and nominate yourself or maybe subscribe yourself so that they can go ahead and share all the required information to you guys about URLs and all, permanent URL, I mean permanent meeting ID, they are going to share it to you. You guys can go ahead and do that. You guys go ahead and join the sessions regularly. Okay, my sincere request is once you guys are decided to continue the session, please be regular. Try to understand the concepts. Try to be proactive. Raise more questions. Okay, end of the day, you need to understand the concept thoroughly. As a trainer, I'm here to help you out. Simultaneously, I'm expecting the same thing from you guys. Preparation, practice, open queries. How many open queries which are raising, that will be helpful. Don't think about other people. Consider this as a real-time project which are implementing here. One country, same way, think that is a project, same way you guys can go and do your preparation also. Okay, that's what just input I wanted to, because tomorrow onwards, once we jump to the actual discussion, I don't want to highlight all these points because initial of sessions, for that reason, just I'm reiterating one more time because everyone is here to learn the process, understand the concept thoroughly. So for that, just we need to follow this some, what I can say, some basic things we need to follow. Definitely, it will be helpful to you end of the day. Okay, take care and have a good day. See you tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m. IST. Bye bye. Thank you.